Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Elegant Fashion Tutorial. My name is Charles Peace. In today's video, we'll be making a beautiful ball gown. So guys, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. For the items, I need a bridal satin, an organza fabric, a lining, a white hard net. This hard net, your matching thread, and a beautiful design for the ball gown. The first thing I will do is to draft it on my pattern paper before cutting. Now, the shoulder measurement I'm working with is 11 inches. Divided it into 2 will give me 5.5 inches. And I'll add extra half inch, making it 6 inches. Now for the armhole, I will mark as well 6 inches. Waist measurement I'm working with is 24 inches. Divided into 4 will give me 6 inches. Before I place my waist measurement, the half length is 11 inches. And I'll go ahead and add extra 1 inch, making it 12 inches. I'll go ahead and join the lines together. Now the waist measurement is 6 inches plus extra 2 inches. Now I will join it to this point. The same thing I will mark to the upper side. That is 6 inches here and extra 2 inches. So I'll go ahead and join the lines. I'll go ahead and put half inch shoulder slant. Now for the neckline, I'll use 2 inches by 3 inches, 2 by 3. Now I'll join it as a circle neckline. This for the front. Then I'll go ahead and mark my shoulder slant. I'll connect it to this point. At this point, what I'm having here is 5.5 inches. I'll divide it into 2 from this point. Then I'll mark my curve from this point to this point. Now I've curved it out. Now I'm cutting it out. Now I'll place it to cut the back piece, but before then, I'll first of all mark my zip allowance. I'm using 1 inch for the zip allowance. I'll go ahead and join the lines. Now I'll place my pattern, the front pattern, to achieve the back one. I'll place it and use my pin to hold it. Now for the back neckline, I will use 1.5 inches. Then I'll curve it. This is for my back neckline. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. Now I've cut out both the fronts. This is for the front, while this is for the back. For the back, I cut out one piece. So I'll go ahead now and cut it with my fabric. I placed my pattern paper on my fabric and I went ahead to use my pin, office pin, to hold it together. Then I'll cut it out. Remember, I added the allowance on the pattern paper, so I'm cutting exactly what I have on my pattern paper. This for the front, then as well I cut out for the back. Now I've cut out the first back piece, so I'm cutting the second one. Now this is the front, while this is the back. So I'll go ahead and cut out the lining for it. Now the next thing I'll be cutting will be the down part of the dress. Now for the down part, it's going to be a circled dress. So I'll go ahead and measure 60 inches of fabric. Then I'll fold it into two. That is 30 inches on fold. This is 30 inches. You can see that. This is 30 inches on fold. I'll go ahead and fold it. I'll use my pin to hold it first. And I'll make sure the other end is having exactly 30 inches as well. And as well, I'll use my pin to secure all these edges. Now after I secure it with my pin, I'll go ahead and fold it into, again, that is into 4 pieces. By the time I measure it, I'm having 30 at this edge and 30 at this edge. So I folded my fabric into 4 equal parts. This is full circle. Now, the waist measurement I'm working with is 24 inches divided by 6.28. Is a standard measurement for full circle. If I divide it by 6.28, it will give me 3.8 inches. So 3.8 inches will be my radius. This 3.8, I'll place it like so at the tip of my fabric and then mark round. This 3.8, I will mark it round. So by the time I measure it out, I'm having 6 inches. The same thing if you divide your 24 inches by 4, it will give you 6. You can see that. So, but because it's going to have a zipper, I'm not cutting exactly this. Instead of cutting 6.8, I will cut 4 inches. So I'll make it 4 inches so that I'll have my zip allowance there. So I'm making it 4.1 inches so that I will have enough zip allowance. By the time I measure it now, let's see what we are having here. That's good. What we are having there is 6.5 inches, so we are good to go. I'll go ahead and connect the lines. Okay, now the length of the dress is 36 inches. If I remove the half length, which is 11 inches, I'm having 25 inches left. So I will measure from here 25 inches. And I added extra half inch. You can see this is 25.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and measure it round. So I'm marking 25.5 inches all round. Now I'm measuring from this line that I marked 25.5 all through. So I'll go ahead and connect the lines. Now I'll go ahead and cut it out. Then I'll go ahead and cut out the circle here. So I'm having the full circle. I'll go ahead and open up one side of it. So by the time I cut it out, this is how to look. So guys, the next thing we'll be cutting will be the lining. Now for the organza, before I cut the lining, for the organza, I will divide it. I'm having 2 yards of organza. I will divide it into 2, like so. Then I'll divide it into 2 equal parts. I will use it on top of the bridal satin that I just cut. That's the circled part. I will use it for it. So I'll go ahead and divide it into 2. I've divided it into 2 equal parts. I will join it at this edge. So guys, when it's time for sewing, I'll show you how to attach this to your dress. So the last part I'll be cutting will be the lining. Now for the sleeve, I'm cutting the length of 6 inches. For the round sleeve, I'm using 9 inches divided by 2. Okay, because it has a lining, I will make it 10 inches at the upper side and 4 inches at the down part. Now I remove 2 inches for the curve here. From this point, I will now curve it to this upper side. I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'll go ahead and put a notch at the shoulder line. Then I'll place it to cut the second one. Now I'll place it on my fabric to cut out the second piece of the sleeve. So after cutting out the 2 pieces of my sleeve, the next part will be the lining. I'm gonna cut out lining for the upper side, the lower side, and the sleeve. Now I'm cutting out the front side first. This is for the front. I'll go ahead and cut out the two back pieces. Now go ahead and cut it out. I've cut out for the front and the back. So the next one I'll cut will be the sleeve. I'm cutting out the sleeve one after the other. Now I've cut out for the two sleeves as well. For the down part, I'm going to make it straight. Remember, the length of the down part is 30 inches. But at this time, I'll be cutting 22 inches. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. "29 unfold." That is 29 plus 29. So I'm having 22 by 58. 22 inches by 58. So guys, we are done with the cutting. I will start with the upper side. Remember, it's a full circled dress. So we'll keep the other side apart. So guys, if you have not watched how to cut this dress, make sure you watch it. We'll start with the front. This is the front side. I'll place my lining. I'll place it on the right side of the fabric, into the back pieces, two of them. I'll just pick my lining and place it at the right side of the dress, like so. I'll start from the neckline. I'll sew through the neckline and as well sew the two sides using 1/2 inch seam allowance. The same thing to the neckline of the back and through the zipper side and the other side. So I'll go ahead and sew. After then, I'll show you the next thing I will do. So guys, I've sewn all the edges and I went ahead to sew the armhole side as well. So what I'll do now is to launch the neckline round. And as well the armhole side, I will launch it. Then I will turn it to the right side. Now this is for the front. So guys, I've turned it to the right side and I ironed it. So the next thing is I'll place the right side of the front to the right side of the back, like so. Now the next thing I'll do is to sew the shoulder line. So I will fold this one. I will insert one of the back to the front side, like so. Then I'll open it up from this side and see. Now I'm having the two edges together. Go ahead and sew through the edge, both this side and the other side. The two edges, I'll go ahead and sew it. After then, I'll show you the next thing I'll do. So guys, I've sewn the shoulder line. This is the two shoulder line. Then I'll turn it to the right side, like so. You can see. So I'm having both the front and the back joined together. So I'll go ahead and turn it to the wrong side and close it up as well. I will use 1 inch to close up the two sides. After then, I'll show you the next thing I will do. So guys, you can see I've sewn the two sides. So this for the upper side, we are succeeded to join the two, both the front and the back pieces together. Now I'll keep it aside. So guys, this is for the circle, full circle that we cut. So I'll be using my crinoline to hem the down part. I'll just place it like so. You can see. I'll just place it round. Just place your crinoline like so, giving space like 1/2 inch, which you use to sew it in. So guys, you go ahead and, or if it's not easy for you to sew it direct like so, what you do, just top stitch on the crinoline, leaving space like so, like 1/2 inch or 1 inch, depending on your seam allowance, the allowance you give. You can leave 1 inch like so, just sew through round. But if you can do it direct, it's better. You just fold it in like so, just sew it through. You can see that. You can use bias tape, your bias tape, and tape the down part, and when you are folding it in, it should rest on the crinoline, then you sew. So whichever way you choose. So I'll go to my sewing machine now and sew. After then, I'll show you the next thing to do. You see the way I folded it in. And see that. So guys, I've sewn my crinoline to the down part. That is, I use it to hem the down part. You can see that. If you want it to lap very well, use hemming gum. Attach the hemming gum, 1 inch hemming gum at the down part, and iron it from this side. It will stick to the cloth to make it to be neat, since we are not lining it from the down part. So guys, this is for the hemline. Now for the upper side, the next thing is to pleat this my organza to rhyme with the length of the waistline here. I will pleat it to rhyme to this. After then, can see the length of the organza is much bigger than the length of the waistline here. So I'll go ahead and pleat it. After pleating it with this, I'll pleat it separately using this same measurement. Then I will attach it to the main fabric. After then, I'll show you the next thing to do. So guys, the next thing I'll do now is to make a gather with the organza in order to attach it to the main body of the circled skirt. So I will pleat it. After then, I will show you the next thing you will do. So guys, I have pleated the organza. So I will go ahead and place it on the circle skirt and sew it. I will go ahead and join it with this circular part. I'll sew it round. After then, I'll show you the next thing I'll do. Now I've joined it with the main fabric. I've joined the organza with the main fabric. So the next thing I will do is to hem the down part of my organza using the length of this main fabric. So based on the length, I'll go ahead and hem the down part in order to rhyme with the length of this main fabric. So after then, I'll show you the next thing I'll do. So guys, I've hemmed the down of the organza. So the next thing I'll do now is to get the upper part. Now this is the upper side that we have already sewn. So I'll go ahead and attach it. But before then, I will notch the midpoint, that is the middle of the top, and as well the middle of the skirt side. I will turn it to the right side and as well place the notch part of my top, that is right side facing each other. I'll go ahead and join the two sides together. After then, I'll show you the next thing I'll do. So guys, the next thing I'll do now is to make a gather with the organza in order to attach it to the main body of the circled skirt. So I will pleat it and show you. After then, I will show you the next thing you will do. So guys, I've sewn the upper side and the down side together. You can see I joined it together. The next thing I'll do, I'll be pleating this hard net at this down part before I now sew my lining to it. So I'll go ahead and divide this into two. I'll use half of it. I'll go ahead and pleat it at the downside. So I will divide it into two. Then I'll pleat it from the down part like this. After then, I'll show you the next thing we'll do. So guys, I've attached the hard net. I folded it into two. I've already sewn it to the dress. I folded it into two. You can see it was folded into two. So the next thing I'll do is to sew my lining to it. I'll first of all fold the down part with half an inch. I'll fold it in like so. After then, I'll sew it from this side, from the upper side like so. I'll sew it straight, pleating with pleating, because the lining needs to be full. Then after then I'll flip it to the right side in order to cover up this seam line. So I'll go now and do it. After then I'll show you the next thing to do. So guys, I've attached my lining. You can see how I sew it. I folded it this way, place it this way to sew. Before then I've already hemmed the down part. Now this is the wrong side. I've already hemmed it. This is the wrong side. I have to plant it at this like so. So guys, after sewing, I flip it to the right side. So we are done with the lining. So we have the lining, the hard nets, the main fabric and organza. So the next step is to close it up and add my zipper. So guys, the next step is to close up the open part. Go ahead and measure 15 inches for the zip. The 15 inches will be for zipper. I'll go ahead and measure out 15 inches. Then I'll close up the remaining parts. After then, I'll show you the next thing I'll do. So guys, I've actually joined it at this side, so leaving an opening for my zipper. So I'll go ahead and attach my zipper. After then, I'll show you the next thing. So guys, I've attached the zipper. You can see the cloth is now ready. So guys, after sewing, this is how it looks. You can see, very beautiful and gorgeous. So guys, you can see how beautiful it looks. Very beautiful and gorgeous. You can see, this is the back. You can see the down parts. I'll go ahead and iron it. That will be later. So make sure you iron it. Give it a nice ironing. You see the down part, how it looks. And this is the front. So guys, how do you feel about this video? Drop your comments at the comment section. Give it a thumbs up. Share to your friends. If you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe. Click on the bell icon to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Give it a thumbs up. Share to your friends. Keep watching and bye until I see you in my next video.